The first way to define a function is the function declaration, where we use the function keyword, we give a name to the function, we have the parentheses where we can insert the function parameters, and we enclose the function body inside the curly braces. When we call the function, we get the body executed. Let's see that. If we remove the name and assign the anonymous function to a variable, we have a function expression, which works just the same. We can also assign a name to the function when we have the function expression syntax. It still works as expected. Let's see what happens if we try to call the function with the given name. In this case, we get a reference error because the given name is available only inside the body of the function. If we try to use the name inside the body of the function, and we can call it with the external variable, and we can see in the log that we have a function with the name g. We can also get the same result if we log the function using the f parameter. Now it is not executed. This is a reference that gives us the same result, that we have a function with the g name. While if we try to use the g name outside, it is not accessible. Every function in JavaScript is an object. It contains the prototype of the special function with capital F object, whose constructor we can use in order to define a function with the new operator. If we log f now, we get that this new function that we created and we assigned to the variable f is an anonymous function. We can include inside the parentheses parameters for this function and the body. Let's do this like so. We want to log that f was called, and then call the f method. This is the definition of a function with the constructor of the function object. When we have an anonymous function, if we try to run this code, we get an error. But if we enclose the code inside parentheses, it becomes a valid expression, which we can call right away. And this is when we have an IFI. It stands for an immediately invoked function expression. And we can see, if we run this code, that it is self-contained and executes the contained body right away. There are special uses for IFIs, which we will not expand on here. Last but not least, a way to define a function is by the use of an arrow function, where we also have the parentheses, where we can insert the parameters. Then we have an arrow and eventually the curly braces containing the body of the function. Arrow functions have been added in latest versions of JavaScript the last few years. There are differences and limitations on their usage, which we can expand on later on. Here we will see that it works just the same. It is another way to define a function, and if we run the code, we once again get the expected log.